Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing another episode of 60 Seconds Reatomized. We are trying to do the whole achievement hunt. I forget how many we have. I think it's 38 out of 60. Pretty sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the new game. We're going to do Apocalypse. We're going to do Ted because it's easier to carry Dolores than it is to be Dolores and carry Ted. We'll do Little Boy because we don't really need, any difficulty on this. We're just trying to get a few achievements. You can check out my playlist if you want to see some of the past episodes, and once we get started I'll kind of tell you what we're hunting for in this episode. But let's go ahead and work on our scavenger. We need medkit, flashlight, and an axe for sure. I don't see any of them. Okay, flashlight. We'll grab this just so we can possibly get something else. Okay, and we'll just throw her in. And we'll just throw her in. I see the axe on that back wall. We'll get the bug spray as well because that helps us. Get some water. Alright, let's run back. We gotta get Mr. Timmy. He was right here. And we'll get the log just because it helps. I don't see the med kit, which we're really gonna need. Grab it! Grab it! Oh my gosh. I don't see the med kit. Oh, we got it. Okay, cool. Okay, let's run this back. Oh, we don't have time! We don't have time! Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I was scared. I didn't think we'd make it. That chair got in the way. I was like, oh, we're in a situation. 432 out of 1,337 on the Tora, which basically scavenge a bunch of items. We didn't get much food or water. We're in a situation for that because the stuff we're aiming for requires us... Okay, we found some stuff. Okay. And I don't know how good this run's going to be. Let's look. Alright, all of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it and work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We vaguely remember stashing some of the things in the shelter because there was no room for them upstairs. Turns out being messy can really work to our favor. We got a harmonica, we got a gun, we got checkers. Good deal. We also got in the luggage, I'm glad we grabbed that. We got some ammunition we can trade with, and we got a gas mask. We've got a heck of a lot of characters. Alright, so we need to give them all water on the 5th day, and then we need to give them all food and water on the 10th day. That's typically how it works, and then after that we just play it by ear. I tried going every 5 days like somebody said, and it ended up just making people die and get sick and all that, and I'm just not doing that again. We'll start strong and send somebody out on the next day. We'll probably send the daughter because she tends to get us really good stuff, and I'll send her with a gas mask so she doesn't get sick. So, let's see. We can make it work even in Toronto. The question is, how do we find a boat to get there? We heard that's the big way to get to Europe. So, also keep in mind, one thing is we need to keep an ear out for the fly. And we gotta swat it. And we're gonna send her with the gas mask so she doesn't get sick. Well, actually, dang, I should keep her in the shelter in case we run into the events that could turn her into a mutant. I got the fly! I got the fly! Take that, Brundlefly is what the achievement's called. I've been trying that for the past 2 episodes. Holy cow, I did it. That was reflex. That was insane. Oh, finally. I can stop hunting for that freaking fly. Oh, everybody gets a new hat today. Everybody gets a new hat. Oh, that's so good. Man, that's been such a nightmare to deal with. Holy cow. The trash can is becoming full of empty soup cans. We haven't eaten any. I don't know why. And that unmentionable bucket is overflowing. Both of them are attracting strangely glowing, suspiciously big insect wildlife. Roaches weren't that big before the war. Got another fly again, but that's okay. We already swatted them once. We're good on the achievement. We'll use the bug spray so we don't get anybody injured or sick or anything, because that's typically what happens with the roaches. Alright, but our spray can's gone. We dodged a bullet this time. That is, if the bullet was a huge hairy, 8 legs, and glowing head. Hopefully we don't have to deal with them again. Alright, today's the 5th day. We're going to give everybody some water. Whoever designed this fallout shelter was a genius, but we can't really tell if that green stuff dripping from the pipe isn't included. This, literally, this is one of the events that turns her into a mutant. This is one of them. I gotta stop sending her out, because every time she's out, this event comes. And there's already only like a 1% chance that she'll turn into a mutant. So it's like, I need to try all of them every time. Ugh, that's such a headache. We should probably try doing something about it. Okay, let's use a suitcase. I don't think I've ever used a suitcase on it. I'm kind of curious what it gives us. We grabbed our old suitcase and shoved it under the pipe. Seems like all that liquid was supposed to leak out. Did so during the night. On the bright side, we don't have to worry about the smell making us sick anymore. The downside, our suitcase is completely ruined. That's okay. So it basically just gets rid of it. But yeah, that sucks, dude. Every time I send her out, I gotta stop sending her. She brings good stuff. I think she does better than the others for some reason. I know it's probably not true, but I don't know. Anyways, gosh, man, that's frustrating. There it goes again. Noises. Weird noises all the time. Are they coming from the pipes? Walls? Is it something behind the door? We don't know, and it's driving us insane. We would sit down and relax. Otherwise, we might get paranoid. I'm going to ignore it because I need everybody to go insane. That's an achievement that's really hard to get, and that's one of the ones that'll help with their sanity, and I don't want to help with their sanity. I want them to lose their minds. Boredom can really get you in a shelter. It can lead to dark places. Trust us. Okay. Day 7. We're good on everything. There isn't a lot of space down here, and we can smell everything. Well, one of the bricks got loose today. It revealed a hole. We felt pretty sick. Is the smell coming from the hole? It's terrible. Should we investigate and remove the source of the stench? Yes, because sometimes we can get food or water. Sometimes you get injured from an angry rat. We'll see. Hopefully it's not the angry rat. Okay, I think we're good on that. Yep, got another soup can. We looked into the hole fearing something might come at us with claws, fangs, or other mutated and sharp body parts, but nothing happened. Instead, we found a dead rat who was trying to break into a can of tomato soup. He failed miserably. We have a feeling that we'll be luckier than him, so we confiscated it. We gave the rat a proper burial in an empty can. He deserved that much. Everybody's fine till day 10, and then we can keep an eye on that. We don't really mind. We found some weird mushrooms growing on one of the walls. Food shortages are no laughing matter, so maybe it could be a good idea to grab a mushroom or mushroom bite or two. What's the worst that could happen? No. You could get sick, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with you being sick. It always causes problems. Alright. We may be hungry, but there are just some things we'll never eat. Wall fungus is one of them. Good choice. Alright, we're on day 9, so tomorrow is the day we feed and water everybody. Hear that? No, because there's no one talking. Not a word in hours, none at all. We can't just stare and stare at the walls. We need to do something about this. Okay. Fair enough. All the snoring. Alright. We're on day 10. There's nothing here. Maybe if we try really hard, we can hear the neighbors in their shelter. Okay, we give everybody food and everybody water, because I'm pretty sure, yep, dehydration, starvation. Yep, so we do that. It's high time we stop wondering what's going on and we start asking questions, or at least listen to some reasonable answers. So how about turning on the radio? We don't have a radio. It'd be weird if you did. Alright, what's her name is back? Mary Jane? We gotta give you the new hat, Mary Jane. We're celebrating. Alright, they say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue of what's going on might not necessarily kill us. Alright, so we came back with a gas mask. Where to go for supplies? What a silly question. To the store, of course. We decided that bombs don't matter that much and our favorite store should still be our #1 stop for groceries. We found it, or at least what was left of it. Most food on the shelves was outdated and rotten. A lot of eggs were smashed on the floor. Guess what? Soup cans don't expire until 2015. Good for us. We got 4 cans of soup. That's good. The store counter was very dirty thanks to some previously used chewing gum and smokes. On the other side, we found a radio playing strange and exotic Egyptian music, or European music. Okay. The last expedition got us thinking, maybe we could just drive from this nightmare somehow. Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we can build a vehicle of our own. We better keep an eye out for those on our future expeditions. Now, I know I've got the ice cream one. That's one of my previous videos. I was able to get the ice cream one, but I don't remember if I got the tank. I think I looked and I haven't gotten the tank yet. And I don't know if I know enough about getting the tank, to be honest with you. Okay, so they're all chill. He's starvation. He can wait till till number 12. We're going to send somebody. Sending Dolores is a death sentence. Hang on. Oh, because she's tired, I guess? He's tired. He's tired. He's tired. Everybody's tired. I think that's from... I think that's from me not trying to work on their insanity. So I think they're all just tired now, which is fine. We'll just wait a little bit before sending them out. We need to wait till like the 20th or so, anyways, because we're trying to get the dog, which is the flashlight, the med kit, the axe. That's a big achievement. It's called making a new friend. That one is a bit of a hassle because it requires me to get the med kit, the flashlight, and the axe, which is not necessarily things we really need aside from like the med kit. But it's like, I can't use, hang on, let me check. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can't use anything. I can't use any of it. You know what I mean? I have to save it for the dog, which is frustrating because it could break the flashlight or break the axe, or, you know, I can't use a med kit because it's hard to get another one, and it's just a frustrating feeling. Okay, we're gonna give him food. She's on starvation and she's thirsty. We can wait till tomorrow. Ted seems to be in really good shape. Okay, Ted's fine to go on a trip. We'll do that. We're not going to mess with the radio. We don't need the radio. We've already got the achievements with the radio, I'm pretty sure. So. We're trying to get the cat achievement. So we need to get the dog first, then the cat endings. But I'm at a point where... I don't know, because I need to complete the dog endings before getting the cat. It makes it really hard because you have to survive a while, I'm pretty sure. Or just get lucky. I don't know how that works. Right, so here's my dilemma. I'll explain it real quick so you understand what I'm thinking, right? So typically, after a little while, you'll get one of two. There's a growling in the dark and this and that, and you have to use a flashlight to see what it is, and it turns out it's the dog. And then the dog has like 15 to 20 days, right, of completing things before he'll actually join your shelter. Maybe a little bit longer, right? It might be 25 days, which is a long time, you know? So, because it starts on like the 20th to the 25th is usually when it comes. But keep in mind, the cat guy, a guy can show up with a scruffy bag that you trade a can of soup for, and it turns out to be the cat. Okay? So, I'm in a situation where I have to get the cat endings, right? But if I get the cat before the dog is part of my shelter, the dog won't become part of my shelter. He'll refuse. So I have to get the dog as part of the shelter and then get the scruffy guy. But it's like, I don't think I've had a run where the cat doesn't come within the first, you know, between 20 and 30 days. So it's like, is that how that works? Do I get the dog? Do I start the dog quests and accept the cat, right? Then complete the dog quest and let him be part of my shelter, and then the cat kicks him out? Because that's an achievement of its own. Getting the dog in the shelter is an achievement, and then having both the cat and the dog in the shelter is an achievement. And the cat will kick the dog out, or the dog will leave because of the cat, whatever. So it's like, do I have to do all the dog stuff, have him there first, and the scruffy guy shows up after all of that, and then I accept it? I don't know. Super weird. I don't know. It's a difficult balance, right? She just hit starvation. We can wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna do both because Mary Jane will just take off and be mad. And since I'm doing both on that, I might as well just give her some food. I got a lot of food. Enough sitting around. It's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. We'll send him out with the gas mask so he doesn't get sick. Seems like Ted gets sick quicker than the others. Seems like every time he goes out, anytime the door's open, he's just like, "Hey guys, I got a cold," and I'm like, "Brother, chill. Stop being so sick. She's at dehydration to be fine for now. He's at starvation, dehydration. So, water, food, water tomorrow. We decided to peek out just for a minute to see if the store around the corner was still standing. When we were about to step out, we heard a growl. This is the earliest I've had the dog show up. Maybe this is the run? Regardless, the dog is there. We're doing the dog. I'm not going to accept the scruffy bag if it shows up. I need the dog achievement. And if it turns out that I have to accept the scruffy bag with the cat in the middle of the dog wanting to join us, then I'll do that some other time. It's fine. We'll figure it out. We decided to check what's coming for us with our flashlight. Guess what? It was a dog. The poor thing seemed tired, so we let it stay with us for the night. The next morning, we opened the door to let it out, and it still hasn't returned. Hopefully, it'll come back later. Alright. So we need to give her water. Give him food and water. She's just a bit hungry. Ring, ring. We're not going to answer the call because it's just like the scavenger village or whatever. Ah! I got a rolly chair, and my chair's on tile, so it's like when I put my feet up, I just start rolling across the room. Drives me crazy. I need like some carpet or something underneath it so I can... Because I sit like a golem, you know what I mean? I like to prop my legs up all the way as high as I can get them and, you know. It's way too dangerous to just be running randomly to a ringing phone in the middle of a radioactive ghost town. We're not taking any chances. It took a while before the ringing stopped. It was pretty annoying for us all. Alright. Time to ration supplies. Let's see what we got. Tired and hungry, that's fine. Thirsty, starvation, that's fine. Okay, so she's going to eat tomorrow. The last time we went out on an expedition, we noticed an abandoned tank. Okay, alright. I'm going to just check my achievements real quick. Give me 1 sec. I have to see if I have that. If I have the tank. Because this is a thing. We'll figure it out, but that's a thing. That's a thing we got to do. Okay, so we're going to do the tank. Because I don't think... Yeah, we didn't get that. Let me look back at the quest. I don't think we got that. Yeah, Panzer. Still there. It's called Panzer. Okay. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. That's the quest name. Alright, you guys. We're going to do that for sure. We're going to do that for sure. Where are we at with this? Sorry, that took me a second. I just had to make sure because I don't want to miss anything, you know. Who are we going to send out? Who's healthy-ish? She's tired and hungry. Thirsty, starvation. Tired and hungry. We'll send the daughter out. We'll send the daughter out. She's in the best condition. Do-do-do-do. Alright, day 17. Let's see what it says. Goodness, sorry, I'm yawning. Goodness. The tank might have been badly damaged on the outside, but we found a working radio inside and made contact with the military. They are willing to lend us a hand, but we need to have an operational radio ready for their transmissions in our shelter. I don't want the radio. I don't want the radio. I just wanted to do the tank. We received another transmission from the army. They're doing a quick sweep of the area. I actually did not want to do that, so we're just going to leave this alone. We don't have the cards anyway, so we can't continue that quest. I think I already got that quest. We're fine. Dang it. We missed our chance to let the military know we are here. There's a good bet that they will be back to us again, but when will that be? Alright, let's see. Who's hungry and such? And there's a knock on the door. Okay, starvation. We'll feed her. We'll give her both. We'll feed him. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside of the door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open? I mean, we got all the weapons and stuff we need. I don't really... No, we're not opening. We're not opening. I don't want to risk it. We've got something good going, you guys. We got something good. We don't need to risk it for the biscuit. Let me see. We stayed silent until the group on the other side of the door went away. They didn't show up afterwards, so we figured it was a wise thing to do. Let's just hope they don't come back in greater numbers. I concur. I concur. She's dehydrated again. And he's dehydrated again. We'll go ahead and do that just because... Ugh. I hope Ted brings home water. What's that thing glowing in your pocket, Timmy? Oh no, mutated ants. They're terrifying little mandibles. Almost gave Dolores a heart attack. She wants them out, but Timmy says it's the beginning of an atomic ant farm. Okay, I'm picking the mom because last time I picked the son and I let him keep it, it got people sick and all that. I'm gonna let the mom take it and just be like, dude, get rid of the dang ants. All right, fair exchange, 25 out of 30. What did I trade? What? Timmy's gone crazy. Timmy's gone crazy. That's cool. I don't think I've ever had it. Timmy reluctantly agreed to get rid of the insects, but once they escaped his pocket, they proved rather hostile. One even bit his finger. Let's keep our distance in case. Timmy decides to mutate and grow mandibles overnight. Alright, so he brought the gas mask back. Good job, Ted. We brought some strange-looking people back to our doorstep. They claimed to be wizards and were willing to trade useful supplies in exchange for a few weird trinkets. After hearing them out, we decided to look around our shelter for these items that they wanted. They were really ecstatic about purchasing a pair of old socks which had been lying in the corner for some time now. Living their own life, the wizards got them in exchange for a few bottles of water. One of them placed a sock in her ears and started to dance. +3 water, that's exactly what we wanted. We window shopped nearby parking lots for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. So we need to get the tank. Sorry, Timmy, I can't give you stuff. Let's see where they're at. Starvation. I don't want her leaving because she always does. Ted is just tired and hungry. Dolores can go out, so we'll send her out since it's still early. Barking at our doorstep could only mean one thing. Our dog friend is back. Not caring for hazards of the wasteland, we rushed to open it, and there he was. The poor thing seemed tired and starving. Should we share some food? Yes, we should. So we do that, and then we do the axe, and then we do the med kit, and then he's part of the home. And I'm seriously, genuinely hoping that the cat will be later on, because we may be able to get what I was talking about in proper form. Like in proper order so we can get it all. The dog was back to its former self in under an hour. We don't know what they put in that soup, but man, that stuff is good. We decided the dog needed a name, and the right name for him was Pancake. Come here, Pancake. Who's good boy? Pancake stayed around for a while, but was gone the next morning. We can bet he'll be back. Alright, Ted looks very weak. If he doesn't eat today, it might end really bad. Alright, so let's take a look at you guys and see what's going on. Yeah, he's hungry. He's starvation. She's fine. Okay, they're fine. And we're going to send Dolores out with the gas mask. Keep them from getting sick. The less sick people, the better. Timmy's crazy, and I would like to make the others crazy so I can get that achievement, because that's a really hard one to do. To make everybody go crazy. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. I do. I hope so. Because I need them all here to go crazy. Okay, he's dehydration. Nope. Nope. Dehydration. She is dehydration. I'm gonna give her water too. We'll just spoil them all real quick, because I think we're on a good run and I don't want to mess stuff up. This is insane. We keep finding spiders everywhere. They're in our... Wait, hang on. This is insane. We keep finding spiders everywhere. They're in our soup. They're in our water. We wear some of them. Keep coming back. They are bigger every time we see them. It can't go on like this. It's time to wage war. Okay. This one and the oozy goozy pipes or whatever are the two that can cause the girl to become a mutant. Let's ignore it, and please let her be a mutant. Dang it. Okay. Okay. We decided we could get rid of the spiders with our bare hands, feet, and whatever body parts we could use for lethal anti-spider attacks. Unfortunately, we've underestimated their chances. They're really fast. All we achieved was getting tired. Maybe we have some more luck next time. Okay, so let's see. He's tired, hungry, fatigued, hungry. He's dehydrated. Timmy. Okay. Timmy is bored out of his mind, and he won't leave Ted alone. First, he wanted to play tag. Now it's hide and seek, which are both terrible ideas for a small shelter like this. Ted is in a bad mood and just wants to be left alone, but Timmy isn't giving up. How about charades? No. We're going to make them as crazy as possible. We're going to make them deranged. Wait, is Timmy not crazy anymore? Timmy, hang on, brother. Timmy looked hurt when Ted refused to play with him. Moped around until Mary Jane agreed to play tag with him for a while. That cheered him up. Hang on. What? What? They can go crazy and come back to normal? Ugh. Ring, ring. There we were, thinking we'd never hear telephone signal again, and suddenly the phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it's the phone booth across the street. No, we're not answering that because we've already done that ending. Unless there's another ending tied to it that I don't know about. I don't think there is. Let's see. It's scavengers and stuff. They're like, hey, we're making a base. We're making a city and we want you to join us. It's way too dangerous to just randomly answer the phone. I agree with you. I agree. Alright, let's look where they are. He's got starvation. He can wait a little bit. Starvation, she can wait a little bit. He's crazy again. He's crazy. He's holding that little teddy bear. Dang it. This is the cat trader I was telling you about. But I don't have the dog yet. So I'm gonna skip it. We don't have a choice. Alright, dog's back. Our grandparents always told us never buy anything unseen. We're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage without whatever junk is in that mysterious bag. Alright, let's see. He was both. She is both. He is nothing at the moment. Pancake came back today very agitated about something. He really wanted us to go out and follow him somewhere in the neighborhood. This seems a bit risky, but maybe Pancake's on the trail is something big. What gear should we take? Let's take an axe, buddy. Let's take an axe. That one's always working for me. Alright. A man with an axe is a force to be reckoned with. Those two thugs ran into while following Pancake. Learned this the hard way. Pancake is a real hero too. He chased them off and nearly made one of them leave their trousers behind. Not that anyone wanted them. Yuck. Who would have guessed those two would have a respectable stash of water? Forget the trousers. They left a liquid fortune behind. Nice, still. Yeah, that's what we needed. We'll give her food because we're balling right now. Alright. The army is on the radio again. We don't have any cards. Don't have any cards, and I wouldn't do it if we did. We would ignore it. We're happy in our home. We're happy. Let me see. So he is a psychopath. Dang it! We missed our chance for the military to know where we were. There's a good bet they will get back to us again, but when will that be? Alright, let's see where everybody's at. Fatigued and hungry. Fatigued and hungry. Sick, crazy, hungry. Alright, Timmy and Mary Jane are in need of some physical exercise. Letting them run outside in the wasteland seems a bit too adventurous, but they could play tag inside the shelter. It's not like we have any expensive vases or antique dishes down here to be broken. Should we let the kids play? No. You're going to sit still, kids. You're going to sit still and you're going to do nothing. Let's see. I don't think she's crazy yet. We need her to be crazy too. Dang it. It doesn't even matter if they're crazy because Dolores is gone. Ah. Simply not enough space around here for any activities. We can barely stretch without putting elbows on each other. The kids weren't exactly happy about it, but it's about time they got used to the situation and understand the rules of the shelter. No running. Dang, man. Dolores, we actually needed you because this is the first time I've gotten one of the kids to go crazy. I've tried several times and I just cannot get the kids to go crazy. I've gotten the parents, but not him. Mary Jane might be willing to go to the wasteland, but will she make it? Cindy Timmy, it's a bit risky, but he's eager to help. Ted, what are you? Yeah, we'll just hang tight. We'll hang tight. What is that? A rat? Rats are usually smaller than cats. And what's with the double tail? We can't let that thing get into our supplies. We got an axe. We already used it for the dog, so we can use it for whatever now. It is free-range axe. Homegrown. It didn't break, so that's good. Our cans are saved. Too bad for the hairy mutant. Guess we're still on top of the food chain. Good for us. Alright, time to ration supplies again. We'll give him both. We'll give her water. I kind of actually want to wait. I want to wait. The 31st. We don't need to give it. We don't need to be crazy about it. Ted and Mary Jane have been butting heads lately. Today they got into an argument about movie characters, specifically who would win the ultimate battle. Maleficent with an axe or the Wicked Queen with a rifle? Ooh. Maleficent with an axe. She's magical, though. The Wicked Queen would just have a rifle and shooting. I'm sorry, Ted, but Mary Jane's got you on this one, brother. She's got you on that. Maleficent with an axe would probably win. She'd probably win. I heard a dog bark, so I think he's coming in. Mary Jane objectively won the debate with the sheer volume of her voice. A few hours into the shouting, Ted was begging her to stop. complaining about a nauseating headache. Mary Jane was satisfied, Ted less so. That's okay. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give them that. We'll give her this. Where's he at? He needs food and water tomorrow. We'll give him both, though, because he's like, sick and stuff, so... We're not going out anywhere. No, 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 no! Pancake crawled back to us, but he's severely injured. The poor thing has been shot by some monster. Give him the med kit. That's what the med kit's for. And then he should come back. Find a friend in need. Find a new friend. Here's our boy. There's our boy, Pancake. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so we got that achievement. A crazy boy and his dog. It took us a while, but we were able to patch Pancake up. We're not letting him go outside this time. Do you know what love is? We sure know. Loving your dog. Alright, time to ration supplies. Fatigued and hungry. Fatigued and starvation. Sick, fatigued, hungry. That's okay. What is he again? Fatigued and hungry. You know what? Let's send... Well, it says Mary Jane's feeling excellent. She just got... Well... We're gonna send... Well... That's... We're gonna send somebody out. We'll decide tomorrow on who. It's either Ted or Mary Jane. When we opened the bunker door this morning, we let in some fresh radioactive air. We discovered a small suitcase on the doorstep. There was no note on it, and the neighborhood seemed empty. Should we take a look? This is either a trap or it's not. We're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a look. Take a risk for the stuff, you know. Sometimes we get a lot of things. I hope this scruffy man comes back. Nobody looks injured. Nice. There's no such thing as too much water nowadays. We inspected it thoroughly after taking it out of the suitcase, but it looks absolutely harmless and purified. We hope we get to meet this generous stranger one day and thank him or her personally for keeping our family well hydrated. Okay, so what's everybody looking at now? Starvation, we'll feed him. Starvation, we'll feed her. He's just sick, fatigued, and hungry. We'll send out Mary Jane, because I think if we lose both parents, we're in a situation. We don't have... Okay, we don't have anything yet. That's fine. We don't have the gas mask anymore, is what I meant. The mother took off with it, and she left. She died. She's dead. Poor lady. They're both hungry and thirsty, but they're not starvation or dehydration, so we're all right on that. We didn't expect a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb dropped. We don't need that. We actually... It sucks because they were all in a situation and we didn't get the scavenger, and it would have made progress on the tank, I believe. Is there a way to look at the tank? Yeah. Use cards. No. Make contact with... No. Neither one of those. Where are we at? It was way too dangerous to answer the phone. I agree. I agree. Cans of soup. He's at dehydration. He's at dehydration. So the 36th will give them both water. It's a joyful time in the sea of grief. It's Timmy's birthday today, just like last year. We waited until last moment to get him a present. But this time our options are limited to whatever we can find. We'll give him the checkers set. Have fun, Timmy. Have fun, Mr. Timmy. Alright, when we were taking cover in the shelter, we barely had time to grab anything, so the checker set is missing half its pieces. Seems you can still play with the one half since Timmy has been enjoying himself. Let's see, so yeah, we'll give them water. Give them water. We're going to feed Timmy on the 37th. Knock at the door is not something we take lightly these days, so when a man came to the doorstep today, offering a highly profitable game of cards, we weren't convinced. Is a bet of 2 soup cans and a card game a reasonable choice? We don't have no cards, so we can't do it. But I probably would have risked it. Alright, we got some beeping going on. It's the radio, most likely. Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set for the kids? We need supplies, but we're not getting them like that. We'd sooner rob somebody. We sent that man away. Good riddance. It's a wild stance. We received another transmission. We need cards. We don't have any. Don't really mind. We don't want to escape that way anyway. Man, there's also an achievement of just saying no every time. I should keep track of that. Because if I do say no all the time, and you know what I mean, I could probably get a quick escape and do that. Dang it, we missed our chance to let the military know where we are. There's a good bet they will get back to us again, but when will that be? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care, brother. Okay, they're both starving again. I'll just give them some food. After all these days we spent down here, we're not exactly clean. We smell really bad. It didn't bother us until we noticed it. Now we're about to get sick, so why not take a shower? We don't have soap, but there's other alternatives to consider. Yeah, wash yourself with bullets. Wash yourself with bullets, man. Let's see how that works. Does it give us anything? I don't know. Dirty or not, it's the smell that's the biggest issue here. How do we deal with that? Well, we got some spare ammo. Why not use the gunpowder to kill the smell? Let's rub it in. Sounds like a brilliant idea. Dang, Mary Jane, she's dead too? What is going on out there? What's happening? I don't think there's much. Okay, we're gonna have to try to make progress with the tank. I think that's all we can do. Pancake seems eager to run outside for a bit. Maybe he'll bring back something interesting. Yeah, we can do that. Go get some stuff, Pancake. Yeah, I don't think there's much we can do in this run aside from just make progress. So try to get trades and stuff. Good job, Pancake. You didn't question how Pancake managed to get the gas mask on his head. He found Dolores' dead body. That's what happened. He found Dolores' dead body. Alright, let's send Ted out with the gas mask. And let's hope we make some progress on the tank. Because I think we need to scout some tank stuff out or something like that. Maybe. I might have to look that up. Maybe that wasn't an event to get the tank. Which would be weird that it mentioned the tank in the first place. Timmy, what do you need? Not much. When emptying our bucket in front of the shelter, we discovered a hastily drawn map on one of the ruined walls. Someone drew out a route that marked a spot at the end of it. Maybe there's supplies hidden there. Should we check it out? You know what? Go for it, Timmy. Timmy, you got this, man. Alright, we got a knock at the door. Yep, we're lucky we spotted the map. The spot marked a small hiding place and we found some supplies. Okay, so we got a... Okay. We got a suitcase, which is fine. Timmy's just fatigued and tired or hungry, so... One thing you don't expect is a band of people dressed in all green showing up. You know what? Yeah, let's open the door. Got nothing else to lose. And we got the dog. I don't think they can hurt us. Alright, the dog will defend us. Those merry men were not merry at all. They told us that we were rich. That we should share with the other 99% of the people of the wasteland. They grabbed a few things and left. We couldn't do anything to stop them. Their green clothes were too dang hypnotizing. I mean, that's fine. We don't want the radio. So, starvation. Pancake is a great companion, but for some bizarre reason, he has been hanging a lot around soup cans. Maybe he wants a taste. Yeah, give him a soup can. We don't want him to take off. We want to keep him. Well, now, don't eat the can, Pancake. Easy, boy. Hopefully that tomato soup will keep him happy for a while. Time to ration supplies. He is dehydrated. We'll go ahead and give that to him. Ring, ring. Yeah, we don't want to answer the phone. What do we do in this situation? Just try to survive as long as we can. If we survive past 111 days, it breaks that record. I know that. If we can survive that long, it breaks that record, and we're pretty good. Sleazy looking... Yes! Actually, yes! Holy cow, it does work that way. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Yes, give the soup can, we'll get the cat. The dog will leave, but we get another achievement. It's called Raining Cats and Dogs. There can only be one. Good deal. Nice work. Sucks because we probably needed that can of soup, but that's okay. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started violently shaking, emitting screeching, howling sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to be just an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its collar says Shurikov. Is that its name? 1 minute was all it took for Shurikov to establish clear domination over the cat. Pancake growled at the cat before shouting at us. and a disappointing look and leaving without looking back. Shame they didn't get along. Alright, Timmy's hungry. That's okay. We could really use some more supplies. We counted all of them today, and the numbers did not make us happy. Time to do something about it. We know that the teacher from the local school managed to rescue a bunch of kids and lead them to a nearby building where they're relatively safe. We could really use whatever they have. We could really use it, right? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Because we need to survive longer. We got Ted back. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff now. Okay, okay. We are richer in some supplies, but for some reason we don't feel very good about it. Let's just never mention this whole thing again. We got 4 cans of soup, which is amazing. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. We got our gas mask back. On the edge of town, there used to be a big parking lot. Now it looks more like a junkyard. Most vehicles are completely wrecked or burned down. We figured it was still worth checking out. Under the burnt remains of a picnic table, we found some bottled water. Those bottles were not in the best state, but their contents looked perfectly drinkable. +2 water. It seems like the bomb interrupted someone's picnic. Thankfully, they were big fans of... Excuse me. Thankfully, they were big fans of tomato soup, and the indestructible cans were scattered all around the parking lot. +2 cans. Our little trip to the surface might have been spotted and followed. We should be more careful next time. Okay, so no more adventures for a little while. He's fatigued, hungry, tired. Starvation. We'll give you something. We don't need to go out. Alright, we do need to trade. A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all kinds of goods stopped by today. He claimed he is a trader looking for barter for items he requires. Okay, 2 for the book. I mean, I could do the book. I could do the book and feel happy about it. And it gives us... Where are we at? 26 out of 30 for fair exchange. We're almost completed on that achievement. We need 4 more trades and we're set. After making a trade with the man, he packed his things and into the wheelbarrow and departed. Before leaving, he uttered something about bandit activity nearby and how dangerous the area is. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just not go out for a while. We're going to hold off. We'll give him food and him water the next day. Last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to take a look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. But, they just talked about bandits in the area and now it brings us up. No, we can't. Alright, let's see. It might very well be a trap set by some bloodthirsty thugs. We're not about to just fall into their hands willingly. Let's let this go for now. The owner of the vehicle is bound to appear eventually. Alright, let's see where we are. Starvation. Dehydration. And he's at dehydration. We can just give him one. It's fine. And we'll just give him one. That's fine. Let's just get them both food and water and be happy with it. Timmy's not doing so great. It would be a good to talk to... Yeah, let's go ahead. We want them to survive, actually. We want to go as long as we can. Dun, 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 dun. Even a word or two brightens someone's mood. Timmy seems a little better now. Alright, time to ration supplies. They're at base hunger, which is fine. We're not going anywhere. Shurkoff is still a fresh addition to our little family, so we need to keep an eye on him. And believe it or not, just today we noticed something else on his collar. It seemed to be a metal plate with an address on it, and it's not fair. Should we take a quick trip to see what's out there? No, we don't want to do anything. We just want him to hang tight. We've already got the VIP ending. We've already got the scientist ending. We just want him to stay here. And after a while, more cats should appear, and we'll need food for that. The cat made a choice to stay here, and we'll respect it. Truth be told, if the previous owner cared about the cat at all, they wouldn't have let it run away. Maybe they weren't very good people. Maybe they weren't very alive after the nuke dropped. Either way, very careless. Alright, where are you at? Just hunger? Just hunger? That's good. We're not sending anybody out. You would expect a nuclear explosion would be enough to quench any petty arguments. When the future is not looking too pretty, and all you see is naked walls, not much is necessary for an explosion. It happens. We started fighting like crazy. I would prefer you two didn't. What was that noise? What was that noise? We could barely sleep after that arguing. Let's hope this doesn't happen again. Okay, where are you at? Starvation. Thirsty and hungry. We're not doing that. Sometimes a sudden urge to play an instrument takes over us to create beautiful sounds to be shared with the world around us, to sing and play and to have cute mutated animals come to our feet and listen. Yeah, play some music, brother. Let's hear that harmonica sing. Oh, we got the roaches. We got the dancing little mutated roaches. Be careful what you wish for. After a few minutes of playing, a small group of mutated cockroaches jumped out of the cracks of our walls and started moving to the rhythm of the song. They ran around in circles and shook their little antennae. It would be adorable if they weren't so disgusting. What are we supposed to do with them now? So with these roaches, that was actually an achievement I got in the past. And it's basically make the roaches dance or whatever, which is pretty cool. Let's give them both. We'll just do dehydration on him. We're not leaving the shelter. The funky roaches haven't really left us. To be fair, hang on, let me check something. They even seem relatively friendly and curious. Just this morning when we opened our eyes, we saw them standing in a perfect line right in front of us as if they're waiting for something. Go ahead and play the harmonica, man. Let's have fun with it. Ta-da! Let's see. I think they're going to be dancing. No? Okay. Oh, cool. There we go. If you can't beat them, join them. We figured the roaches are craving more of our music, so we fulfilled their unspoken request. They started joyfully prancing around again, creating fun shapes on the floors. Then, all of a sudden, they all left in one line. We thought the show was over, but soon they came back in a group carrying supplies on their strong mutated backs. Insane. Looks like we made some new friends. Disgusting mutated radioactive friends. Also, while playing in the shelter, Sherikov stumbled upon a small wooden box that was hidden behind some loose bricks. It contained some useless memorabilia and a can of old bug spray. Alright, nice, good deal. We got a can of bug spray. That's going to help us. Hungry, hungry. When we heard a knock at the door this morning, we held our breath for fear, but we soon heard children, voices coming from outside. We decided to open it up. It turns out the voices belonged to a pair of Girl Scouts. Sorry. I got the hiccups or whatever. They used to sell cookies, but now they branched out and they're offering other items too. Smart girls. Let's see. I don't want the radio. If we do this, we'll get the bullets that go with the gun, but also another trade item for the lady that comes. And this counts as a trade too. So let's see what we got. 27 out of 30. We are getting closer. We need 3 more trades and we complete that achievement. Alright, the girls were very kind and their prices were more than fair, so we gladly accepted their offer. How very clever of them to keep their business alive even after the apocalypse. We're impressed. Time to ration. Fatigued, hungry. Fatigue, starvation. We'll give him some food. We've been hearing some soft scratchy noises in the shelter at night. We thought it was just the wind, but we were wrong. It's the cat. It's not really doing anything naughty. It just seems to squeeze through some holes in the walls and makes its way outside. We're not sure where it's going during these secret trips, but every morning it's back to the shelter like nothing happened. Should we follow it? Nope. We have already done everything with the cat aside from sorry, the knocking at the door is driving me crazy. Aside from the multiplying the cats. So we got to figure out how to do that. If the poor creature wants to run around a bit and chase radioactive moths in the nuclear wasteland, who are we to say no? We need to respect the cat's independence. Honestly, we probably need to respect it. Not that we're scared of it or anything, but sometimes it has a certain look in its eye. Like it knows something that we don't. Best believe it. Alright, let's see where we are. Hungry, thirsty, fatigued, hungry, thirsty. We don't need to send anybody out. As we were about to start our book club discussion on the only book we've all read, the phone book, we were interrupted by a rapid knocking at the door. We found out it was a group of refugees who survived the blast just like we did. They were doing so much worse than us and begged us to provide them with some water, food, or medical supplies. How much food and water do we have? Yeah, we'll give them some water. Why not? We'll give them some water. We're at 57 days. We're getting pretty far. Our visitors were in tears when we gave them what they asked for. We survived the nuclear apocalypse only to be nearly strangled by thankful refugees. Hugs can kill, you know. Luckily for us, they decided to continue their journey to get somewhere safe before sunset. As they were about to leave, one of them presented us with a portable radio. They would not take no for an answer and soon left. waving goodbye as they disappeared among the rubble. Alright, are they... Yeah, he's hungry and thirsty. You know what, let's wait until the next day. Let's wait till the 58th. Try to budget our food just a little bit. It's really weird when you get that feeling that someone's watching you. Our shelter is tiny, but this has been bugging us for a while now. We checked all the closets and no one's hiding there. Is there something alive down here besides us? Maybe a rodent of some kind? If so, we need to show it that we're the dominant species. Yeah, we got a gun. We got a gun. We can use it. That's perfectly fine. Good, the gun didn't break. I always get nervous that it will. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quite dead. Maybe there's more hiding in one of these nasty little holes. Alright, so let's give him stuff now. And we'll give him for dehydration. A scientist, at least supposedly, arriving on our doorsteps yelling, "Dr. Sherikoff, are you there?" He was looking for his lost cat, but kept referring to it as his favorite assistant. This research apparently can't go on without the cooperation of Dr. Sherikoff. Since the cat doesn't seem keen on moving out of our bunker anytime soon, the doc wants us to compensate him by helping him with this project. In these circumstances, it might not be the worst idea to befriend other wastelanders, even the bat crap crazy ones. I don't want to help him. We've already done it. I don't care too much for that. We want to keep it going until we get the cat ending, because I think we can with this. Alright, so he is fatigued and hungry, fatigued and starvation. We'll wait till the 60th and give him food. We don't need to send anybody out. It's too risky. We're not going to do anything with the radio. We're just going to keep writing it out, because we're getting there. Alright, let's see. Let's not play with the radio. It might break it. What happens if it's not working when we need it the most? Alright, let's see. Fatigued, hungry. Yeah, let's give him his food now. We're not sending anybody out. Not worth the risk. We thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing fun and create our own shelter theater group. We called it the Thunderdome. We spent the rest of the day trying to write a script for our performance. We almost got into a fight over it and decided that maybe it would be best if maybe it'd be best to play something simpler. Another knock at the door. We're getting into the higher numbers of days, so it's not worth answering doors unless it's like an event of like trading something. We decided to act out scenes from our favorite movies and amuse ourselves, at least for a moment. For some reason, every time we picked a new scene, we ended up with the one from Humphrey Bogart film. I don't know what film that is. Starvation. Let's hold off for a moment. Don't need that. The cat disappeared for a short while and came back with a note on its collar. It's signed by the scientist, saying he's being followed by a couple of weird men in hats and sunglasses, making him temporarily go hiding. His note mentions the construction of some sort of transportation contraption. Few details were provided, but apparently it can get us out of this hellhole. It still needs to be stocked with supplies, which is where we come in. He wants us to stockpile several cans of soup. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you nothing, brother. Not giving you nothing. This is my soup. My cans of soup. Ain't that right, cat? Yes, sir. Alright, let's see what we have. We'll give him both. And we'll give him some water. Don't need to go out for anything. Okay, we got another trade. Came by a woman with a creature that she claims is a camel, provided that camels have 5 legs. The animal is carrying a pack of goods for trade. 4 water for 1 radio. We don't need the radio. That gives us a ton of water. Like a ton of water. We're at 28 out of 30 on fair exchange. We need 2 more trades, and we got that achievement. So we're getting pretty close to it. Alright, so we exchanged goods with the trader, and she went on her way. Before she left, she insisted that we should listen to a radio broadcast if we ever wanted to get out of the shelter. And you took our radio, lady. You took our radio. What do you mean, listen to the radio? Alright, he's at starvation. I'll go ahead and just give it to him. Situation is simple. We're bored, and it's too quiet, and we're desperately craving entertainment. The solution also seems simple. Somebody could give our old harmonica a spin, but who is best suited? Ted seems to be doing great with the harmonica. Let's keep it moving with him. Okay, another knock at the door. Not bad, Ted. We knew he had a sense of rhythm. He has always enjoyed dancing. However, we never suspected him the ability to create pleasant sounds with his mouth. Ones that are actually worth listening to. That was entertainment. Alright, were you fatigued and hungry? Fatigued and hungry. We're not sending anybody out. We're not giving him any cans. Sorry, brother. That is our food. Alright, pet the cat. This guy's a bit too nutty, even by our standards. We hold on to our supplies for now. We can always change our minds later. Alright, he's fatigued, hungry, thirsty. Fatigued, hungry, thirsty. That's fine. We're not sending anybody out. How about that? Like we've been going on for the past few years, it would be so good to find ourselves there, far away from this madness, swim a little, maybe take a boat ride, even if the whole place turned into an Atomville. How about that lake? I think it said. I didn't read right. I didn't read it correctly. That's okay. That's okay. Man, I still can't believe I swatted that fly. That was crazy. Alright, let's see where we're at. Dehydration, starvation, dehydration, tired, hungry. We're going to wait till the next day and we'll feed them both. Timmy claimed he couldn't sleep last night due to Ted's loud, inconsistent snoring. Ted angrily retaliated by making quips about the size of Timmy's ears, which enraged Timmy even more. He's desperate for a solution. What can be done about this? I've done the checkers, and he shoves them in his ears. Let's try the suitcase, just to see what happens. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. Little Timmy squeezed almost perfectly into our old suitcase where he dozed off. Whatever noises Ted might be making, the sturdy suitcase provided almost soundproof, and Timmy finally got a good night's sleep. Okay, we'll give him both of those. We'll give him dehydration. It seems like he's never hungry. Sherikov seems to be fond of our checkerboard. It's favorite game during stretches of extreme boredom and silence in the shelters, pushing the checker pieces off the table as it gazes intently at whoever happens to be sitting the closest. The sounds of the checkers hitting the floor every 10 seconds is getting on our nerves, and we're considering taking the game away. Should we let Sherikov play with the checkers? Yeah, let him. He's our pet. You gotta let him do things. You gotta let him do stuff sometimes. You gotta let him be a goober, because that's what cats do. There he is. Enjoy your checkers. As soon as we allowed him to play with the checkerboard, Sherikov instantly got off the board. It did sit on top of it for a whole afternoon, though, leaving us with no entertainment whatsoever. The selfish cat, at least it didn't break anything. Alright, ration, fatigued, hungry, fatigued, starvation, finally. I was wondering when you'd be wanting some food. We don't want the scientist. We're going to skip him again. I think the scientist shows up 3 times asking for food before he gives up, and then after that we should start getting the cat stuff. The doc is getting on our nerves a bit. Sure, we promised we'd get him some supplies, but it's so hard to give them up. They're worth their weight in gold or soup cans, whatever currency these days. Ration supplies, starvation, fatigue. We'll feed the dad on 70. We're not sending anybody out. It's too risky. Today we were visited by a strange-looking little man who introduced himself as a trader. He insisted his prices are so low that it's practically like cutting his own throat. The least we could do is take a look at his offer, although for some reason we don't really trust him. We'll trade the suitcase, because it gives us a trade. Got 29 out of 30. We need one more trade, and we got the fair exchange trade. That's going to be nice. The weird man tried to make us buy fried cockroaches on a stick covered in some mysterious sauce. These snacks looked pretty disgusting, so we turned them down. But we bought something else from him. He looked a bit disappointed. Okay, starvation. Nothing. We're not sending anybody out. We've been wondering what would happen to Uncle Brian. We've been... okay, this is... yeah, he should have been far from where the bombs fell, but no one knows for sure. It would be great to find out. He's always looked on the bright side of life, so maybe we should too. But it's not easy. Say, do we have a photo of him tucked away in one of the books at home? Don't know, because we don't have that book, brother. We're doing what we can. Goodness gracious. Sorry, I'm yawning again. And so we are left with no photos, no news, and no happy thoughts. The world is too cruel. Dehydration, we'll go ahead and give you something. Dehydration, we'll give you something. We got a lot of water, so that's fine. We're not leaving the shelter anyway. Oh, this is our final one for the fair exchange one. What are we short on the most? Food. So we could use food. We could trade the gas mask for 2 food. Yeah, because I don't plan on leaving the shelter again. So gas mask for 2 food. And we'll be alright. Fair exchange performed 30 successful trades. We got that achievement done. That's the fly achievement. That's the make a new friend achievement. That's the there can only be one achievement. And that's the fair exchange achievement. Holy cow, we're flying through them today. We made a deal with the salesman and helped him pack. He strolled away in the wasteland like he knew exactly where he was going next. 2 cans of food. Alright, we're doing good on that again. We are stocked up and good to go. We're not going to... you know what? Because I don't want to risk it. I'm nervous. Alright. The nutty doc keeps demanding those supplies. His patience is wearing thin, as is ours. It looks like our last chance to give him what he needs, where he finally closes the door in our face for good. Or maybe we should just pretend we're not home. Yeah, we're not giving you nothing. We gotta last a while, because I think with this run, we may get past, what is it, 111 days? That would be nice. We finally took the weirdo. We finally told the weirdo to leave us alone and our soup alone. We can't just hand out our supplies to random wacky wastelanders, even if they claim to be scientists. The whole farce is over. Alright, where's he at? He's fatigued and hungry. Fatigued and hungry. We're not sending him out. Wasteland is full of surprises, like this man on the other side of our door, knocking and claiming that he's willing to offer a lot for decent ammunition. You know what? Yeah, we'll trade some ammunition. We should get some good stuff for it. What do we get, though? Freaking radio keeps coming back like a boomerang, dude. Ah, I don't want it. We handed the ammunition to the stranger and he offered us something in true value in return, a working radio. I just don't want it. We're going to hold off on the food for Ted. We always steered away from casinos, gambling dens, and the like, so when a man came to our door and told us to be a gambler, we were suspicious. He invited us to play a game. He proposed 2 bottles of water. Okay. We actually don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need the water. We actually have enough water to last us a long, long time. We should be fine. Gambling's a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set for the kids? Let me check our time. Okay, I'm fine with the time going high. I just don't want to run out of, like, space and not be able to have the video. It just cuts off, you know. It's a terrible habit. Not example for the kids. We need supplies, but we're not getting them like that. We'd sooner rob someone. We sent that man away. Good riddance. We have robbed somebody. We've done that. We'll give him some water. Give him some water. We stumbled upon a weird signal when changing the radio frequencies. We're pretty sure that behind layers of terrible static and screams, we could hear a voice speaking in a foreign language. Oh dear, what if it's the Soviets? Should we probably listen into it? Oh, I don't think we have the Soviets exit. So we could try that. If it's the Soviets, we could try. We were relieved at first when we figured out it wasn't Soviets we were hearing. Turned out it was Canadians, which isn't that much better. Either way, they're foreigners and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Not a word. How disappointing. That's okay. Fatigue, hungry, fatigue, starvation. Let's hold off on the food till tomorrow. Today was an exciting day for Ted. All of a sudden, he found car keys in his back pocket. He'd been sitting on them the whole time. Anyway, we got him to reminiscing about his favorite automobile, and now he's worried about it being parked for too long. No, we can't risk Ted, because if he's gone, the kid's gone. If it was optional for Timmy, I would maybe do it. But it's just not... It's not worth it. Come on, give it a rest, Ted. Can't even remember where we parked the car before the blast, and even if we found it, what are the odds that it's still working? Forget it. Our shiny, beautiful car is probably just a bunch of molten junk in the ditch somewhere. Yep. True. We'll feed him. Oh, Timmy, he was always a wild one. A shelter is not the best environment for a boy who's hell-bent on running around till he can barely breathe. He really misses that. He asked if he could go to the surface for a short while. It sounds highly dangerous. No, we're not sending him out. No. Keeping everybody here. We're stuck here, brother. Me and the boy. Well, I guess Ted and the boy. Okay, he went crazy. That's fine. We had to say no. What else could we do? It's dangerous for Timmy. Sad puppy eyes aren't enough to convince us. And no, chewing your own foot is not convincing argument either. Alright, let's see. Thirsty, hungry. Thirsty, hungry, crazy. When someone knocked on the door, we were suspicious and cautious. After a few minutes of talking, it turned out it was a group of old ladies who were at a tea party not far away when the bombs dropped. We thought it would only be good manners to talk to them face to face. When we opened the door, these old bats attacked us with their umbrellas, canes, and something that looked like a spiked table leg. We gotta fight back. Use the gun, brother. Shoot 'em. Shoot 'em, big guy. Gun's broken. We still got some stuff to defend ourselves. It's not surprising that a few shots weren't enough to send those cowards running. The question is, what happens if the rifle malfunctions or we use all of the ammo? We do hope it won't come to that. Otherwise, we might need to defend ourselves using knives and forks. Ah, dang it. We spoke too soon. I think the gun is broken. What do we do now? Alright, we got... We'll give him both. We'll give him both as well, just because we can. We had the chance to meet the strangest person today. He looked just like a human, except with triple the amount of hands necessary. We listened to his story about a group of folks just like him who were having a hard time scavenging supplies because of their appearance. People shoot first and ask questions later. He offered a deal. If we share some of our supplies with them, they will be happy to help us on the next expedition we make and make sure it's safe. This could guarantee an expedition. I'm pretty sure. If I sent somebody out, Ted is happy to risk his life. Timmy can do it. He can go to... Okay. We'll send Timmy, and we'll see how it works out. Because he's crazy, but if it's a guaranteed expedition, it shouldn't matter, right? I don't know if it's like a percentage chance of whatever. I don't know. We were relieved when one of the men assured us that his condition is not contagious. We gladly took his offer, and we're actually looking forward to our next expedition. So... Fatigued, hungry, crazy. We're going to send somebody out. There's nothing more annoying than silence, and that's all we're getting from our radio. No music, no talking, nothing. There's nothing we can do to the radio to make it work again. Don't care about it working. Let's keep it going. I do need to look up how we get the Soviets, though. I got to figure that out. Alright, so we're going to send Timmy out now. We've got Ted. Okay, they're all fine, and we'll send Timmy. And we'll see if he returns, because worst case scenario, we got Ted to last for a while. We just need to get, like, what, 30 more days? 30 more days, and then we can beat that record, but I don't know. And I'm kind of curious when the cats are going to start doing their thing. Fatigued, hungry, thirsty. There's a band of raiders at our doorstep. They demand we let them in. There is no game. We either yield or we fight back. There's no middle ground. Okay, use the lock. It's... Oh. Gunshot? Okay, the lock is broke. We didn't think that small padlock would stop them, but it turned out to be enough to discourage the unknown attackers. It seems that they gave us this whole break-in fair shot, but ultimately gave up and left. Too bad that padlock was in no shape to be used again. We used to think of other ways to fight off bandits and other soup-hungry barbarians. We need to think of other ways to fight... Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that we do. Let's give them both. Played a game of list the things you hate the most, and our neighbors kept coming up. That reminds us of a little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wondered what was inside. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. I think this is a safe adventure. I don't think this really counts as like a... I don't think you can die on this one. It just gets you stuff. Cool, we got a gas mask. We marched to Ned's house and we found a safe cracked open at the blast. Most of its contents were destroyed, but we still salvaged something out of it. Ned was nowhere to be found. He likely perished in the radioactive agony. All told, it was a good day. Really, you really don't like that neighbor, do you? Sure, times are hard and there isn't much need to shave anymore, but beards are not welcome in this house. Any means of cutting a beard is acceptable. Say, that axe looks quite sharp. Maybe... No, we don't have an axe. It'd have been nice if we did. Alright, let's keep it going. Let's see where we are. No axe, no shave. Maybe another time. Alright, he's still just fatigued and hungry, which is fine. It's hard to keep track of time down here. We can't tell if it's night or day. Our sleeping patterns are messed up, and its terrible light bulbs are not helping. Too bad we can't replace them. There has to be something we can do about this. We don't have a med kit, so... I don't know. Alright, Timmy's back. Timmy is back. Ted's gone crazy. Timmy's gone crazy. If only we had the daughter or mother. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were. And there are other problems we will need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away or save us from the radiation sickness. We're afraid for Timmy. We're so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. The friendly mutant group lent us a hand. As promised, we felt much safer with them around, and everybody made it back without a scratch. We hope we'll get the chance to meet that group again. The government is dropping supplies for survivors in the area. They are marked with smoke flares and can easily be seen, but most of them are barely reachable. Despite that, a lot of them were already ransacked by scavengers. How did they do that? One of the food drops broke in the mid-air, and now it's raining soup cans. Luckily for us, a few cans survived the fall. +2 soup. Some crates were filled with very weird stuff. Why did they drop a crate full of rubber ducks? At least one of the smaller crates had a few bottles of waters in it. Nice, so 2 water. Good deal. Fatigued, hungry, crazy, thirsty. Fatigued, hungry, crazy, tired. We're not going out. Bandits are at the door, promising the worst. Okay, I guess we'll use a harmonica. I don't know if that'll help. Day 87, what did it do? What did it do with the harmonica? They lowered down their weapons and cried a few tears, surprised by the beauty of our music. They will let us live today. Okay. Okay, thank you. Food and water. We'll go ahead and give him food and water too, just because we got plenty. For an isolated fallout shelter, we have a lot of disturbances. Something has been making a lot of noise since dawn, and we couldn't sleep. It seems to be coming from under the floor, and coincidentally, we just found a manhole that would be used to go down and check what's going on. So this is risky, because we don't know if it's going to be the alligator or something else. But I think if we ignore it, I think something else happens. I can't remember. So we'll just do it just because. Nobody's injured. Okay. Amazing. We had a pirate cave right under our house. It was filled with treasures of sorts. Too bad we only had time to grab a map before the place collapsed. Luckily, it didn't have an impact on our shelter. Okay, they are crazy and hungry, fatigued, tired, crazy, hungry. Okay. When conducting our daily supply count, we noticed that a can of soup was missing. We're absolutely sure it was there yesterday. It can only be one thing. We have a soup thief among us. Now we're going to need to figure out who did it. Ignore it. You're both crazy. You're both absolutely crazy. Okay, the cat meowed. Something's going on with the cat. Whatever happened to our precious soup, we'll let it go. One can isn't worth the drama and arguments that would ensue, and we really don't have enough evidence to figure out who did it. Maybe we just made a mistake when counting. We'll never know for sure, but if someone did steal it, they'll be taking their secret to the grave. Alright, soup can, or rationing. Alright, we're good on that. The cat is growling in the general direction of us and our supplies. We're not sure if the cat drinks soup, but it's the only thing on the menu, and it's up to us if we want to share. Yeah, so we share the soup. This is where it starts. If we can keep sharing, the cat will multiply, I believe. But if we run out of soup, then the cat takes over. Both of them are an ending. We'll take either one. The little devil utterly devoured the whole can in less than 60 seconds and left nothing behind. 60 seconds, he said the name of the game. Not even a drop. After that, it took a long, peaceful nap. At least it won't bother us for a while now. Where are you at? Crazy, fatigued, hungry, thirsty. Fatigued, tired, hungry, thirsty. We're not going out. A gang of thugs started banging on the door, ordering us to surrender. Give up all of our supplies. Okay, I guess we're gonna play the music again? Is this like a permanent keeps us safe thing? We lived to see another day. Our attempt at producing beautiful, sorrowful music that would soften their hearts resulted in a cacophony of hellish noises instead. The attackers ran away, covering their ears. They'll probably be back. Dehydration. Man. We're in a situation now. We saw something strange on our way back from an expedition, a chain of lights on the horizon, pulsing and flashing in a chaotic manner. It didn't make much sense to us at the time, but when we discussed it in the shelter, Timmy said it might be a secret scout signal. He would need to check out the signal by himself and decode it in the scout book. We don't have one. We gotta just really, really hope that we don't get another attack by raiders. We have doubts about the legitimate signal from the real scouts. We're not risking walking into a bandit trap. Better just forget that we saw it. Starvation. We'll go ahead. We got plenty of food and stuff. There's an armed and dangerous woman outside. Unfortunately, she's out of ammo. She tells us to hunt the wild beast in the waste. Right now, she's on a trail of a giant mutated spider. We're pretty sure she's lost her mind, but what are you going to do with that spider lady? Just put it on a leash? She promised that if we help her, she'd return the favor another day. We don't have any, otherwise I would. Okay, I think that's the radio going off. An armed person who murders things for a living, giant mutated spiders in our neighborhood. We don't have anything to do with this stuff. Goodbye, lady. Okay, is anybody hungry? Okay, they are just hungry. No starvation or dehydration. Okay, we're not going to answer the radio. We're getting pretty high up on the numbers. So we just need like 16 more, 17 more. And I think we'll get that one achievement, the big one. Alright, let's see. He's not anything. He's not anything. Aside from just being crazy and stuff. Alarm, someone's trying to break in and they're not alone. We better get ready or else we might end up dead or worse. I don't have anything to... Is that it? Yeah. Dang. Okay. We got pretty far. We got pretty far. That was a nice attempt. We just did not have anything to protect our shelter with, so... At least we're done with the dog stuff. The only thing we have is the cat thing. So it's mostly just food and defending our shelter because it's going to take so long to get through the cat stuff. And we got to hope that we can start it early. But yeah. We thought these bandits would just kill us all, but instead they grabbed Ted and took him away at gunpoint. We hope nothing bad will happen to him. Alright, let's see. I mean, we made it pretty far. What did we get? 93 days? That wasn't too bad. That was not too bad. Oh! That was not too bad. We got a handful of achievements on that run. That was a really good run. That was really good. Alright, anyways, if you enjoy the content, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Seriously though, it's not just a catchphrase. It's leave a comment. It really does help me out. It helps the channel. It lets YouTube know that people are talking. And it pushes it to more people. It gives me impressions where people see the video. And they have a chance to click it. The more people have a chance to click it, more people can view it. Maybe I'll get more subscribers. The channel will grow. I'd really love to have that happen. So yeah, I'll see you here next time. Goodbye.